We're here with Daniel Foster, President and CEO of the Community Foundation. Daniel, can you tell us about the Community Foundation?
Yes, happy to. We're a 70-year-old organization. We're one of the largest philanthropic foundations in the region that serves both Riverside and San Bernardino counties. Our mission is to improve the quality of life of this region, and we do that through working with individuals, families, businesses, and nonprofits on investing their money into quality of life causes. We grant about $3-4 million a year to all kinds of causes, and increasingly we're acting as a regional community leader, connecting the nonprofit sector with the business sector and the elected sector to strategize systemic problem solving that affects quality of life and economic development in the region. We also feel that quality of life at this time in the region has become particularly important because it's the quality of schools and health care and amenities of arts and culture and safety of streets that are going to attract the job force and the skilled, educated labor force of the future of the economy of this region. It's not so much going to be the blue-collar story of dirt that we're selling in the future. It's really the importance of the quality of life factors to attract that kind of job base, and I think that's the value of the nonprofits to the business sector and the elected public sector now.
Absolutely, and can you share with us the importance of the nonprofit sector for the community as a whole?
Well, it's largely misunderstood or not looked at closely. There's 12,000 nonprofits in the region. Their common thread is they're really about the quality of life of the particular issue in the region, and they're vital because they're the ones that are down on the ground level providing the programs and services that actually make the difference. And strengthening that collaboration with the business leaders and corporations in our region that certainly care about the quality of life where they're doing business is critical. And so I think the nonprofits are vital to any community on a regional basis or on a local basis. And again, we think the collaboration with the public and the private sector is critical to the future of this region.
Daniel, can you address some of the issues with this particular region as it relates to philanthropic work?
Well, I think when you look at the way money comes into causes and that inverted pyramid of how our nonprofits and a lot of our organizations get money, we're stuck down in this black tie special event fundraising kind of effort. We've got to elevate into the next level. Next level is going after grants, national foundation grants, government grants, and the top level is getting more contributions out of our local community, which is a very complicated culture to address how we do that. But we've got to go after the deplorable lack of funding historically that we've not been getting from foundations and from government. There's a statistic that came out 2.5 years ago from the James Irvine Foundation that the average amount of grants coming into our region between the two counties was $27 per capita, $51 per capita in Riverside County, only $3 per capita in San Bernardino County, and the California average is $119. You do the math on the difference between that fair share allotment of what foundations give to, $400 million every year is our lost opportunity of our fair share. You could actually argue foundations go where the greatest need is. We've got greater needs than most average regions in California or in the United States, so we should actually be striving for a greater number than 400 million. How do we get that money? Collaboration. Foundations need to see the capacity of our internal communities that get the issue, get the right parties around the table, and where you have that, foundations step in and say, we have confidence to give to the right entities that are going to get the job done. Where you don't have that, they say, you got the need, we have the money, but you don't have we don't have the confidence that you as a community, as a region, are going to apply it correctly, so we're just going to go on to another community. That's what's been going on in our region, and the way to address it is we start to collaborate and develop strategic initiatives around the needs of our sectors that get everyone around the table. And then I personally think lots of money is going to flow, not just National Foundation money of the $400 million, but government support grants that are in the billions that we haven't been getting either.
So what is the economic impact of the nonprofit sector?
Well, it's significant. In both counties, on average, it's about 5% of the whole economy. There's 12,000 nonprofits, each of them employing jobs and helping bring dollars into our region or out of our communities to community work. I think the nonprofits are critical to bringing government and national foundation money into the region also, which we historically have not been very successful in addressing. And in the future, going after that money, those hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, that we need in our communities, it's going to take the nonprofit sector being at the table to go after that money.
Speaking of which, can you tell us about the initiative that you have within the nonprofit sector to accomplish that?
Well, we have a variety of initiatives, but one of them that we've recently launched is the Funders Alliance. All the funders in the region, largely many of them, have been getting together over the last couple of years and starting to talk about how we can strengthen the nonprofit sector and also the state of our communities. And so we're leveraging our monies together, but the initiative that we focused on that we're launching is a board development initiative. We think amongst those 12,000 nonprofits that contain many of the vital leaders in our communities on those boards, if we start training those boards to be more impactful with the work that they're doing, the ability to fundraise, the ability to apply their money into communities and be stronger boards in our region, we think that would make a really systemic difference to the state of philanthropy and the state of our nonprofits and their ability to do their work. So we're launching a 2-year, likely about a 2-year initiative throughout the region to attract our nonprofit boards together, bring in BoardSource, the national authority. There's no better in the whole country than BoardSource to develop this training model for our communities here. And I think over the next couple of years, we're going to see many of our nonprofits, hundreds of our nonprofits, transform through smarter, more enlightened thinking about how boards can really drive community work with their organizations.
Fantastic. Can you tell us about your involvement with today's event?
Well, I'm here as one of the panelists to talk about the funding that we do and our vision of how collaboration and systemic regional problem solving is so critical at this time. Historically, many of our nonprofits have been highly localized and working in silo and even competitive mindsets with each other. This is one of the fundamental problems. Regionalism has hit in the Inland Empire, undoubtedly, and I think building these collaborations between organizations that will make much greater impact than everybody doing their own thing is some of the things I'm going to be talking about today.